Has anyone ever said something like this to you? Or does it seem like something that you say to yourself? Today we're going to be getting in deep about body shaming and body image, and I hope you'll stick around. Hey everyone, Jen here. So, with being overweight most of my life, one of the things I really struggled with was accepting my own body. I have decided today to do my video without any makeup, without putting on one of my things to try and hide my thinning hair, without any jewelry, and without the comfort of a jacked, bat wings and all, stretch marks, wrinkles, lines, all out there and showing today. And no filters, of course. So, I think that a large majority of people at some point or another have felt unsatisfied with their own bodies. Some of us, it has been a major part of our lives. And for some reason, a large number of people think it's okay to judge someone by how they look. Maybe it's because you're fat, because you're too skinny and you're all skin and bones. Maybe it's the shade of your skin. Maybe it's your height. Perhaps you have acne or stretch marks, or you're a man that doesn't have facial hair, or you're a woman who doesn't shave her legs, or you're too femme or too masculine, or have more muscles than a woman should, or don't have as many muscles as a man should. These preconceived notions of the perfect body really are damaging to a lot of people. So I really wanted to get into that today. I want to start with having you think about something. If today was the first day of your life, and you automatically began life in the body that you're in, you hadn't been affected by society or what they said, and you came across a mirror, what would you think? Would you worry about the dimples on your behind? Would you wonder if your breasts were too low or too small or too big? Would you even consider what size your stomach should be? Probably not. The reason is because society is who tells us what we're supposed to look like. And that's not okay, just to be honest about it. There's no reason that our feelings of worth as a human being should be diminished by our outward appearance. It is not okay. But the only way past that is to start learning to be happy with who we are as we are. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that are going to, think that a lot of this is double talk. I had weight loss surgery and I'm sitting here preaching about body image. Oh, okay, well, that's something that I finally did for me. That's something I did when I stopped caring about other people's opinions. And I didn't do it because I wanted a rockin' bod. I did it because there are things I want to do in my life that I can't do at 300 or 400 pounds. There are people in my life that I want to be alive for, that I want to experience what happens with them. It's my choice. And what I do with my body is my decision. And the same goes for you. If you want tattoos, get tattoos. You don't want to shave? don't shave. You like to have a little bit of padding? By all means, keep it on there. You know, there's a difference between being fit and what your body looks like. You can't tell simply by someone's shape or size whether they're healthy or not. Perhaps their movements, you know, whether they're wheezing after walking up a flight of stairs, things like that. Sure, those can be clues to health issues, but that doesn't have anything to do with body size. And quite frankly, even if you aren't healthy, you still have a right to be treated like a human being. So I think something I had heard on a TED Talk rings very true for me, and I think it's a good starting place. Your body is an instrument, not an ornament. You don't have to look a certain way. Your body isn't there to look pretty or to make other people stare at you and think, oh, that one's nice. Your body is an instrument. It is just your shell. For me, I have to honestly say that I never really went through that period that a lot of people who were very heavy went through, where I didn't think I was attractive to other people. Now, I didn't understand why they would be attracted to me, because I did not like my own body, so why should anyone else? But they did. I've never really had an issue with that. But I have had people who feel like it's their right to tell me that I was fat, to tell me that I needed to lose weight, or to tell me that I was unattractive in some way. Sometimes it didn't bother me, but a lot of times it really did. I remember my turning point. I was reading the book Simple Abundance, which is wonderful. You should check it out. And it really is about learning to love yourself. And one of the exercises in it had you write 10 things that you loved about yourself that were not body related. And then the other part of that exercise was to stand naked in front of a mirror and name 10 things that you loved about your body. So I tried. And I stood naked in front of my mirror. And I cried because I hated my body. I went for the tiniest things. I liked the shape of my lips. I like the gold freckles in my eyes. I couldn't do it. Just 10 things. How should that be so hard? And it never once occurred to me that I love that my body works, that I could have 2 legs that I could walk on, that my hands and feet worked. I couldn't see it. Had I ever seen someone I love treat themselves the way that I had treated myself, it would not have been okay. And yet there I was, completely hating myself and not understanding how anyone else could not possibly find me repulsive. So I decided I needed to get my mind off of it. I needed to do something positive. And I went out and watched the movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? And in it they talk about how your body is constantly recreating itself and how it's influenced by thoughts and sound waves, that our bodies are made out of water, and some experiments they've done with how sound waves can affect water. And it basically led to this point where, stemming from an experiment they've done where they would write words and put it on like a jar of water and say those words to the jar of water in a loving tone and seeing how it affected the molecules. And I was in a weird place, and I got a marker, and I wrote on my body. And I started thanking my body for putting up with years of abuse, for the fact that I was not diabetic, for the fact that my legs had carried me through all of this extra weight and had never given out on me, for the fact that I was born with problems that caused me to wear casts on my legs, and yet I was a dancer. You know, I will always be grateful to my body and to my parents for that, because no one ever told me I couldn't. And so I did. But somewhere along the way, I lost that. I lost understanding how to love myself and how lucky I was for what my body could endure and make it through. And I think that's something we all need to stop and take a look at. Right now, I get a lot of comments, a lot of compliments. I've been very lucky that so far in my journey, I've not had a lot of negative feedback. And I get a lot of comments about, oh, you look great, and wow, you're really losing a lot of weight and stuff like that. And I mean, I really appreciate that. It's nice that people notice and they're supporting me and everything. But even now, I'm like, yeah, well, if you only saw me without clothes. I mean, you know, we got the bat wings going on. I mean, my actual arms, these are my actual arms. Look how, to me, I just crack up. My actual arms are super tiny. All the rest of this is just hanging skin. You know, and my whole body is kind of like that right now. This is the best I can do in a bra. My breasts actually hang all the way down to my belly button. Let's face it, they were mainly fat. So as I've said before, they're basically socks with tennis balls in them at this point. My stomach, I have the smaller pooch here, and then a lower pooch, we call it the apron, that hangs all the way down. And it causes a lot of problems between that and my thighs and my vaginal area. You know, it's just loose skin hanging on my legs, on my stomach, on my butt. My back end used to be what some people would have considered my best quality physically. Now it's all just falling down. You know, I have to use special medications. Sometimes I have to wear clothing that, you know, helps to tuck everything in and pull it up just so that I can move correctly. But the fact of the matter is that I wouldn't go back. You know, does it bother me right now? Yeah. And some of that is because of the pain that I feel. It does cause actual physical pain. But yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, it does kind of bother me. But I wouldn't go back, because the fact of the matter is I feel better. I feel healthier, and that's what's important to me. And, you know, I don't know if there will come a day, you know, I don't know what I'll be able to get taken care of through reconstructive surgery. There are some physical issues there, so hopefully we can deal with that, but there's a good chance my arms will always be like this. It's pretty certain that that upper pooch is going to remain there. And, you know, I will have to deal with my own insecurities about my body. And if I feel comfortable enough in an intimate situation later, that's not something I worry about right now. But, you know, that fear of judgment really overrides us. And, you know, we can only do what we can do. The fact of the matter is that sagging skin and all, I love my body more today than I ever have, probably since I was 7 years old and in casts. So I want you to stop judging yourself. I don't want you to put yourself through the years of self-torment that I have. Love your body right now. Love your instrument. Don't worry about being an ornament. If you don't want to shave, then don't freaking shave. If you are happy with your shape, then be happy with your shape. You know, if you're healthy, sorry, apparently I reached the size limit on that video. But I was saying, if you're healthy, that's what's important. None of the rest of it matters. Your shape doesn't matter. Your skin tone doesn't matter. If you have acne, it doesn't matter. Like, there is no perfect body. There just really isn't. You know, everyone sees things in a different way. And think about, you know, someone you know that you don't even think about it. Like, is your mom a little teeny tiny thing? Or is your grandma what would be considered overweight? Do you still find them beautiful? Of course you do. I mean, we judge ourselves so harshly because we think we're supposed to be a certain way. And the fact of the matter is that you are freaking beautiful. Like, I just want you to get that through your head. You are okay exactly as you are. You know, if you need to change something for you, if there's something that makes you feel better in your own skin, do it. But do it for you. Don't do it for anyone else. Don't let their judgment make you do something. Don't let their judgment stop you from doing something. You want to dye your hair rainbow? Dye it rainbow. You want to shave it off? Shave it off. You don't feel like putting makeup on your face ever again? Don't put makeup on your face. If you're a male and you want to wear a skirt, go put on a skirt. Yeah, we gotta stop. We gotta stop shaming each other, and we absolutely have to stop shaming ourselves. It is not worth it. The people who end up with eating disorders, who cut themselves who drink and do drugs to shove their feelings down inside because they're miserable about who they think they are or who other people perceive them to be. I'm 48. I'm 48. It took me this long. Don't let it take you any longer. Stop now. Stop letting other people have an opinion on your body. You are beautiful. You are perfect. I know that I'm talking to all of you. I know that this seems a lot of times directed towards women. But there are men out there who have all of these same issues. You know, there's pressure on everyone to try and fit some ridiculous standard, and it's just not okay. It's not all right. So, stop. Own it. If you're short, own being short. If you're tall, own being tall. If you're curvy, if you're straight, if you're fat, if you're pear-shaped, apple-shaped, if you're black as night or washed out white or some kind of beautiful shade in between, love every bit of it. Every shape, every color, every height, every weight can be beautiful. Love yourself. Treat yourself good. And you know, for me, that does include putting things that make my body healthy in my mouth. Artificial foods don't feel good to me anymore. But that's me. You know, I'm not punishing myself anymore. I deserve better than that, and so do you. I hope... Sorry, it cut me off again, but I'm winding up now. I hope that in some way this video helped to wake you up, helps you think about how you judge yourself and maybe how you judge others. Let's all learn to be more loving, more kind, and more accepting of other people and of ourselves. And I would really love to start a discussion. So let me know in the comments. Do you struggle with this? Have you ever felt any of the ways that I have felt? Are you struggling with it now? What do you love about yourself? What do you love about yourself? Can you name one thing about your body that you love? It's the question of the day. Put it down below. What is one thing you love about your body? Please, let's share. Let's encourage each other. Let's stop worrying about what everyone else thinks. And let's start loving ourselves first. And let's start loving each other. All right? Thanks all for stopping by, for sticking with me. Hopefully I'll be able to edit everything together okay, so it's cohesive. And take care of you. Love y'all.